Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Last time we wandered back into Miss Pavlova's room here and found out the door does indeed bolt from the inside of the ship is tilted over. And also we discovered that she has a snake on board with her. Or at least in this room. I am just now noticing in the bottom left of the screen there, you can see a photograph with her and a cat. So I have a feeling that the snake is not hers, as I'm just now finding out. But anyway, recapping from last time, Herlock Sholmes here is making a series of deductions, and we're going to try and prove him wrong, see what really happened here. His current theory is that the snake slithered into the room next door, and that she trained the snake to do that, and had the snake kill Cosima. So anyway, here we go. So what really smarts with pain here is not her heart, but it is rather her hand, with these claw scratches.
Yes!
Take that! Oh man, I love these animations so much. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch? Sometime last night? Ah! When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse. And is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death? So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. Yeah. It seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't even have hands, my dude. They don't even have hands or feet in which claws might grow. Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers? You should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san. That's where we'll find the answer. Alright, so clearly, it's the teapot! The teapot is what scratched her. No, it's the photo right here. Ah, look at the photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She's exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true. But personally, it's a little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Maybe we better take a closer look at this. Well, there's only so many options, right? Oh. And I'm just now noticing this, guys. There's a little bell there. That looks exactly the same as the thing that's in Cosmo's room. I don't know what that means yet, but we'll find out. It's a little cat. Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Oh no. The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Oh! Darka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does! You have the answer to this quadrant even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying but failing to conceal can only be the snake's slewed skin. Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. If she just left it in her pocket, no one would have ever known. Oh yes, ploys like that are Mr. Schul's specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced to reveal something. I thought deduction was his specialty. Or maybe making me believe that was a ploy too. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake. In which case, what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Well, I guess we're just gonna rotate and find out. Can I get a better look at it? Is there anything else I can really look at? What? I don't understand this. I'm trying to, like, what is she actually trying to hide? And when I hover over it, it just says that. Unless this is... Can we just ask to look at it? Left ear. That's an interesting thing. Is her earring connected to anything? Right ear? Right ear. Oh, her. I just noticed her. She's missing an earring. I don't understand this one, guys. Like maybe it has something to do with the earring, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna try pointing at this. Maybe it'll tell me what this actually is. Or maybe it is her right ear. I'm gonna say her right ear. Yes. That wasn't right. You try and distract us all you like, but I know what you were trying to hide. Your tiny ears. Don't give me that look of utter disbelief. I just noticed people's ears. I can't help it. What precisely was your intention with that, Mr. Naruhodo? Just following the natural progression of the deduction. Sometimes the truth hurts. Well, the truth is, you don't have to... You did not have a turn for observation or deduction. Did that hurt? Yes, a lot. What exactly is Miss Pavlova trying to hide, I wonder? I don't think there's any room for doubt. No, in a sense, there isn't. She's clearly concealing whatever it is behind her back. The question we need to ask is whether it really is the shed skin of a snake or not. We should probably look at it in more detail. Do I just have to present this? This seems really weird. No, that's not right. Yeah. Personally, I find it hard to see how this could possibly be a snake's skin. But that's what makes me think it is. When all else fails, say the least likely thing. Are you quite concentrating? You've identified exactly what I did originally. Oh, yes, so I have. Sorry. Well, I do understand. As imitable as I am, people do like to try. But you won't make a great detective like that. Not even a great detective's assistant. You can't reduce me to a Watson. An assistant's assistant, then. Alright, I'll think again. What exactly is Miss Pavlova trying to hide? I don't understand this. Look at it in more detail. Can I, like, select something different? Hang on. I'm so confused. Maybe it's related to the newspaper? No. I don't understand this at all, guys. There's nothing like in the background I can select too, is there? Nothing in the case. Well, I mean, the only other thing I've seen that's a selectable thing is her left ear. Like, maybe it... I don't know.
Yes.
Let's see where this takes me. No, that wasn't it either? What? Yeah, yeah, we saw this before. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, there's something... Okay, so there's a fourth thing that I'm not selecting. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, here's the thing. I'm probably going to cut out a lot of what just happened. Essentially, what I did is that I presented, like, just about everything I could, on, like, this little selection here. And I actually died and game overed, and it took me a bit to get back here. And I realized something going back through it, is that presenting and examining are two different actions you can do here. Because apparently, the first time I went through this, I actually examined the picture frame. And I didn't realize that was a separate option I did the first time, because I tried presenting the picture frame last time, or like when I was going through it on my repeat attempt here. Yeah, so I accidentally like presented the whole picture frame and not like the kitten in the picture frame. So I think what I have to do is I have to push space here and not R. Well, it is speckled and is a band, but which I think this is the most incredibly stupid game mechanic possible, you know? They should at least put that, like, button on screen. But whatever. Alright, well, it is speckled and is a band, but what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy. A long piece of cloth of some sort. That looks like a handle at one end. I think it may be a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West, apparently. How is that a toy for cats? Oh, it's a cat toy. Okay, I thought it was like a ballerina thing that you twirl around, but I guess this would make more sense. Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they pounce to catch it. Aha, that sounds positively adorable. Oh, okay. So now I can probably present this.
Yes.
Oh man, that thing is it's so stupid. I have to remember that for the future. It's like the same thing with the steak from the last case, where I was trying to like look under it and like present the thing underneath it at the same time. Oh, whatever. Yes, the thing that you're trying but failing to conceal is a cat's toy. Precisely, and the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. Oh! Wow, it looks a lot longer in this photograph, that's for sure. And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. Oh, I see. The cat was already in the room, and she was trying to use the toy to get it back out. I think I see what's going on here. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there could only be one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use a speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Ah! But he still thinks a cat murdered a guy, somehow. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka. Yeah! A truly troublesome feline, young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will be forgiven for us borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. Photograph of Miss Pavlova and her friend, a kitten named Darka. The tiara she would wear on stage can also be seen. So what's the deal with the tiara? Why was he wearing it when we came in the room? It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She just jumped up there and didn't come back. She scratched at the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Darka, she is so naughty. Alright. Solved that. Good. Well, could the snake have killed it? Or killed him, maybe? Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would appear that there were no visible signs of injury. Ah! In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. What Mr. Sholmes says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body. That's right. But Mr. Sholmes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. What information? He wasn't poisoned. What? Is there something in here? Oh, I just have to present this. Okay. Yes! Say it was the neck injury. Okay, for a second there, when I saw the words post-mortem report, I was like, oh gosh, no, I have to examine it. Because, like, I was afraid because it said, like, because I thought it said, like, his cause of death was the post-mortem report or something. I thought I had to examine the report or something stupid like that. I swear, the steak case and also the case with the cat toy traumatized me. I feel like I gotta get in the habit of examining things, you know, before I present them. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah, yes! I knew it was one or the other. Yeah, one or the other, you said. Sure, buddy. His neck was... Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath wound would be strong... Oh, only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Seaman Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know. The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes! An examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something, or someone. Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though. Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. Oh boy, would I love to see that! A cat sneaking up on a guy and basically just whacking him on the neck, killing him. That would be sure a sight to see. I suppose. It's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. And it could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident. Oh yes, a bad fall could explain it. It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama, though. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that would explain what happened? I think it's this. He probably slipped on the floor because of whatever this was. Oh no, it was the cat's, like... It was the cat's bell, or whatever that is around its collar. It probably came off it and he slipped and fell on it. His shoe made that mark on the floor. Yes! That's what I'm thinking anyway. Yeah, did the words of that statement change slightly there? Yes! An examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed, positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Osagi's lace leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Osagi must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. Please no. And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered. In that instant, he lost his life. No! I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Osagi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance portrays the hiding place you chose. Dang, girl, you gotta stop glancing at stuff. Keep giving yourself away. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? It can't be true. I refuse to accept it. No, it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. But, and this part of Mr. Sholm's deduction is right. Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where, I wonder? Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. It's probably going to be on the desk and not in the case. Or it's the tiara. Yeah, I can't angle my camera upwards. I mean, waste paper basket is an option. Okay, the bottle's not an option, so it's either the tiara or the waste paper basket. I'm gonna guess it's probably the tiara. That was not it. Okay. You tried to hide the evidence in plain sight, didn't you? It's this tiara. Oh, don't give me that wide-eyed, incredulous stare. I know the truth. That 20,000 rubies is enough to make anyone lose their head. What spectacularly contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion? Oh, well, it's supposed to be a logic and reasoning spectacular, so I thought I'd contribute to the show. This is my show, Mr. Naruhodo. Kindly perform any peculiar experiments on your own stage. Ugh, sorry. I still can't bring myself to believe it. It just seems so unlike Kazuma-sama to stumble carelessly and then fall to his death. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. But I have a feeling there's something here in this cabin that links Miss Pavlova to that mark. And I suspect we'll find it in the direction that she guiltily cast her eyes before. Can I examine this case? It's not letting me, like, look up, so I wonder if it's just out of sight in this case here. It's where Miss Pavlova hid her friend. That's right. And it wasn't a snake after all. No, it was just that little kitten she calls Darka. Not that it's anywhere to be seen now. It seems to have let itself out of the case and gone exploring. I expect it's wrapped itself around someone's head somewhere, trying to make a new friend. Either that, or it's scratching their hand to pieces. The point is, where has it gone to? Okay, can I examine the waste paper basket? There's something in there! This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all the first-class cabins have them. But Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably, there's not much rubbish in there yet. Didn't I examine this before? And he said, oh, there's hardly anything in there, or something along those lines. Oh, what's that? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you. Alright, well, I examined it. Let's present it. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. Ah! Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that has a familiar air, in fact. Precisely! We found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asoji's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly. It seems like there's a few extra pieces there that we kind of just put in there, but oh well. So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which is evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? Ah! You are well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not? No, I don't. I don't know, and that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, that's quite a line there. Take it away! Yes. The evidence linking Miss Pavlova and the little glass bell, well, that would be, well, it's gonna be the photo. Take that! If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from darkest collar, the very glass bell in question. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? Here it comes. Here it comes! Your absent feline friend, Darka. Oh, death by cat. I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. Death by tripping over a cat. Oh man, what a way to go, man. Well, we did it then. Is that the end of the case? I don't know. I feel like there's got to be more to this, you know? Like, surely that can't be it, because, like, there was, like, writing on the floor, and there's also the knowledge of, like, the locked door, and the guy calling out the ship. I think there's going to be more to the story, so I think I'm going to call the episode here, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I really hope I'm not just way off, and the ending is right around the corner. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. I'll talk to y'all later for when we, I don't know, hopefully conclude this case. I don't know how much left there's really going to be. So yeah, have a good day, guys. Bye!